here. I don't really have all my lights and all that setting. Let me fix that. Uh, uh, Let me turn this off and turn my heater off. But what do you guys got going on today? Today I want to talk about, like, I'm trying this whole live stuff now. So I'm trying to get the analytics down on going live with you guys. Trying to do a lot more. But I want to talk about these master class trucking gurus and the stuff that we were bombarded with all last year. Remember, I'm pretty sure you guys are going on social media and going online and left to right. There are trucking gurus, these guys, these people, men, females, couples that are saying, "Hey, I can help you start your trucking business. I can help you start your plumbing business. I can help you start becoming a realtor. This is a great time to blah 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 blah." And a year later, right? A year from now, where we are right now, we don't see these trucking gurus or these master plan people um present anymore. They have went a whole different lane, right? So I want to go ahead and talk about my experience with paying for masterclass. I actually paid back in 2020, 2020, 2021. I think it's 2020. I paid about $1,200, and that was cheap back then. Now master classes are running from 4 to 5 to $10,000, right? And a lot of us, like myself, I don't have 4 to 5, $10,000 to pay for a business advisor. So what I want to talk about, do these master class work? In my experience, what I've learned from my master class is nothing compared to what I learned actually driving the truck. What I mean by that, a lot of master classes, to be honest with you, are giving you information that you can get for free online. You literally can go on Google and there's someone that wrote a blog or a post or did a YouTube video or whatever that could teach you the exact same thing that they're teaching you that you're actually paying for. What they don't teach you or what they don't tell you is that the stuff that you actually learn when you get into trucking, the stuff that you actually learn when you become a entrepreneur or a business enthusiasm, whatever you want to say, is not what they teach you. They just teach you how to start your business. They teach you how to set up a LLC, which you can learn online. They teach you how to set up Dun and Bradstreet, which you can learn online. They teach you how to set up the proper DOT numbers and the proper formats and dot 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 that you can learn online. But what they don't teach you is what you actually go through in the industry. So every year stuff changes. If y'all can realize, if you guys can understand, a lot of stuff changed in the trucking industry, especially with the DOT regulations. Where back in the days you could pay $2,000, $1,700, and go get your CDL license within 2 weeks, right? From a mom and pop. You can't do that no more. You have to literally sign up to a school that's certified by the federal government that's gonna teach you within 4 weeks. Then you got to go through the proper channels and get your CDO license. So stuff changes every year. So what I learned from masterclass is nothing. I'm not using nothing I learned from my masterclass. I learned everything behind this truck. I learned everything when I got on the road. I learned everything when I had to go on my tablet to talk to my dispatch, or I had to look up my load information. They don't teach you none of this stuff. And when I had a breakdown not too long ago, my pigtail connectors. If you guys are familiar with the pigtail connector, it's basically a connection from the tractor, which I'm in right now, that powers the trailer. And what you do is you connect it to the socket, the trailer socket. You connect it to it, and it lights up your trailer. It's very fundamental to check to make sure your trailer lights are working, because your trailer lights is going to indicate the people on the behind you, inside of you, if you're stopping, if you're making a right turn, if you're making a left turn, stuff like that. They don't teach you that in master classes. They don't teach you how to fix that. They don't teach you how to fix your inverter. They don't teach you that the proper microwave for a lot of these trucks, you can't have over 1,000 watts, right? So when you go to Walmart to buy your microwave and you're buying a microwave that has over 1,000 watts, it's gonna blow your inverter out. it's not going to blow your power because your inverter is powered from your battery. So you got to learn where to check your breaker, right? So what I learned from master classes is not the stuff that I learned from here. But what I can say is the money I spent on the master class motivated me to get into trucking. Why? When I realized I literally spent $1,200 to go to this master class, to go online and to hear what they had to say, I realized if I can put $1,200 in their pocket, why can I put $1,200 in my pocket, in my business, in my goals and aspirations? If I can easily give them money, why can I take that same amount of money and pay for my DOT number, MC number, and all that, which I did? Learned about Dun& and Bradstreet, which I did. Learned about how to create a website on GoDaddy, which I did. Starting up a LLC within your respective state, right? Which I did. So that's what only thing that motivated me. It motivated me to say, yo, shoot, if I can give them $1,200, then I could have took that same $1,200 and invest into my career. You gotta invest into yourself. And a lot of us, like myself, it was hard for me to push myself to really get into trucking because all the stereotypes that you hear, you're away from home, which you are, a lot of jobs. When you get your CDL license, you have zero experience on your license. So, and the best way for you to get your experience is actually getting on the road for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that on in the master classes. So, for you guys who, if you plan on getting into master classes, if you plan on to join seminar about trucking or about any respectable careers out there, then I say to go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to experience new things. But also, when the class is over with, you have to put in what you learned from that class into reality. Remember that. You have to put in what you learned from your class into reality. And a lot of people, they spend $1,000 into these master classes. And when the master classes are done, guess what? They go back to sleep and they go back to their 9 to 5 job that they hate, that stresses them out. They go work with people that they can't stand, and they don't even go that extra step. I mean, the master classes are just a stepping stool. But with that being said, man, you got to be very, very, very conscious about where you spend your money at. Every dollar counts. We don't have thousands, hundreds of dollars to be spending anywhere. So you want to be able to make sure that this is an investment. This is something that you are going to be passionate about. This is something that you are going to really pursue in life. And if it really is, what I mean, if this is what you really want to do, then I say go for it. Do a master class, learn about the industry, figure out if this is what you want to do. But before you do a master class, whatever information that you feel like you're missing, look it up. Google it. I mean, how can I start a trucking business? There's blogs, thousands of blogs that can tell you how to start a trucking business. How can I set up what are proper requirements for Dun and Bradstreet? What is a Dun and Bradstreet? For a lot of us, especially for myself, Dun and Bradstreet is basically your credit. That's how you can build your business credit, right? Is you get a particular number, and that number is going to use to basically categorize your company, and will let other companies out there know your ratings, and it helps you build a better business. It help you to be classified in the right demeanor. Like if you don't know your NICA, I don't know if I'm saying it right, NICA code number, whatever, then you want to learn about stuff like that. Another thing with trucking, when you open up a business, trucking is a very, very high risk industry. But if you put the right codes in, if you put the right code, the right NIC, hey, I'm saying it wrong, but if you put the right codes in, the right NAS codes and all that stuff, then your business won't be as red flag as a different company. So what I'm trying to say is when you go to the bank, you open up a bank account, right? You got to have your LLC, your declaration, all that stuff. And when you tell the banker, they ask you, what business do you have? Why do you want to open up a business account with us? And you say, I want to be a trucker. I own a trucking business. Well, the banker doesn't know precisely what type of, there's thousands of lanes and skills within the trucking industry, right? You can be a animal hauler, you could be a car hauler, you could be a broker, you could be a dispatcher, you could be a drive van, reefer, flatbed. There's so much things, hazmat. There's so much things. You could be pulling stuff from the port, and every of those industries or skills within the business can be a high risk or medium risk. So when you can actually pinpoint, hey, listen, I'm a trucker, I haul hazmat, that can help the banker identify your risks, right? And the reason why you want to help a banker identify your risks, instead of allowing them to tell you what industry you're in, the trucking business, is that when it comes time for you to get a business loan, and they look up your codes and all this and that, right? They can deem and say, okay, well, you're not in such of a high risk industry, right? You are a trucker, but what you do is very profitable, right? There's year round work for that. So we can give you a 10,000, 20,000, a quarter million, half a million, $1 million loan. You feel what I'm saying? And these are stuff that they don't really teach you in the master class. They kind of bird feed you. And you want to be aware of that. And you want a person who, the instructor, right? You want to be able to make sure that this person is actually going to help you in the long run. You know what I mean? My instructor, after the class was over with, um, we lost connection. I even wrote them and I was like, hey, listen, I need help in this. And I haven't got a message yet. And I don't blame them because they're getting slammed with people coming to them asking them questions and that. It's hard for them to respond. And I know how that is because I mean, ever since starting my YouTube journey, I get hundreds of comments. It's hard for me to keep up with them. But our masterclass worth it? It all depends on where you go, who you meet, and what's your purpose, you know. And this is what I want to talk to you about is something you want everyone wants has to do is you have to write down your goals. You know what I mean? What do you spend your time on? And you have to be real with yourself. I spend my time watching Netflix. I spend my time eating. I spend my time talking to my spouse or my significant other. I spend my time speaking to my family members. I spend my time looking on social media, whatever the case may be. You want to write all that stuff down, and then you want to get some accurate estimate of how many hours out the day you are doing this stuff. And if you guys have an iPhone or Android, your phone has a setting where it tells you the hours and minutes that you're spending on your phone, and it breaks it down from social media, it breaks it down from a particular app on your phone, it breaks it down from your web browsing usage, it breaks it down to everything. It actually shows you real data that says, hey, you last week you spent 14 hours on YouTube, last week you spent 20 hours on social media, last week you spent 5 minutes talking to your significant other. You know what I'm saying? And it shows you. And you want to write all that stuff down. And after you write that, that's going to be in column A, right? Column B, you want to look at column A and say, out of all these stuff, which one of these stuff are more valuable to me? And you want to mark it. One, two, you want to rate it one, two, three, four, five, whatever, from the greatest to least. And then you want to look at your greatest. You know what I mean? Speaking to my significant other, going to work, I might spend 70 hours a week driving the truck. That's valuable. That's how I make my money. I speak to my significant other. I mean, that's how we build our connection and we stay, strong. I spend time in, you know, reading the Bible, you know. You write that down. How many hours do you spend on that? You know what I mean? I spend time on doing this and doing that. And then that's on, you want to put that on column B. You put the hours and right? So you got your column A. What do you do on the typically week? And column B is how many hours do you spend on these each little genres of what you do on a regular day or regular week. Then column C, you want to weed out what's something that you can take out of column A and column B that can help you achieve your goals. And if your goal is to become a self-made millionaire, if your goal is to purchase a home, if your goal is to become a real estate investor, if your goal is to have a successful truck in business, your goal is to be a better person, financial free, you want to write all that stuff down and you want to look at column A and column B and see which one of these goals is actually helping you achieve, or which one of these things that you spend your hours on is going to have actually help you achieve your goals. And then you can start crossing out, well, me being on social media for 14 hours a week, it's not going to help me achieve my goals. So I'm going to cross that out. Me catching an Uber to drive around the city every time I shut down, that's not going to help me catch my goal. Me watching Netflix for 24 hours, a whole day, it's not gonna help me reach my goals. You want to read all that stuff, but me speaking to my significant other that gives me motivation and encourage me to keep on going, that's gonna help me reach my goals. Me continue working and learning in the trucking industry for 70 hours a week, it's gonna help me reach my goals. Me going on the internet or whatever and doing researches about the trucking industry, doing research about different type of business that are all associated with the trucking industry, it's gonna help me reach my goal. Me looking up trucks and dot, and the market is gonna help me reach my goals, right? And then that's on column C. So you got column A, everything you do on the week. Column B, you kind of break it down, how many hours or minutes that you spend on everything on column A. And then column C, you want to see what can help you reach your goals. Column C is where you really want to focus on. If column C is going to be less than column A and B. So when you add up the hours and time of the stuff that are really going to help you reach your goals in column C, it will actually show you how many more hours you can gain by focusing on something new, by focusing on something that's really going to help you prosper in what you want to reach. And then once you get that idea, you want to focus on C, right? And another thing you want to do is you want to have a slower gratification mindset. We live in a world where everything's instant. We put our food in the microwave, instant. We pop our refrigerator, grab us a drink like this. I don't want to show the label because I'm not getting paid. Instant, right? Pop it open, I'm done. You know what I mean? Everything's instant. But I want to get back in shape. Me eating stuff like this, it's not gonna help me get back in shape because it got over 470 calories in this, that, and the third. So I know that this is not gonna help me get back in shape. So what I need to do is eventually weed this out. I need to eventually figure out how can I eat more smarter and healthier to get me to lose weight. So we have to basically we have to prioritize our life. Like this. I just went earlier today. When I at the spot I was at, I'm at the warehouse now, waiting to get my load. But this ain't gonna help me lose weight. This ain't gonna help me lose weight. So that's why I was eating it. It was great. It tastes wonderful. And I just kept on thinking, like, yo, this ain't gonna help me lose weight. I'm gonna eventually finish it tomorrow, but we're done with this. We're done with that. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I came into that mindset was because I'm starting to prioritize my life. And that's what we need to do. When we start to prioritize our life and we start to see what is affecting us and what's not affecting us, we start to see the flaws in a lot of things, and then that can open your eyes up when you go and look for these trucking gurus, and you go look for these master classes and this and that. You can kind of weed out the real and the fake. So it all starts with you. How bad do you really want it? Anything in here, if you're living right here in the United States or wherever you're at, I know a lot of countries are a lot more um, challenging than others. But if you're living and if you wake up today and you're able to touch and feel stuff, guess what? You have a brand new day to start reaching to your goals. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to be in shape. I used to have the chest, the six packs, everything, the abs and everything. But I got off course. When someone gets off course, it basically goes back to them not being what disciplined. So my lack of discipline became larger than my discipline. So I know that for a fact I have to change the way I think. You right? I gotta change the way I think and perceive things. You know what I mean? I gotta stop looking in the mirror and with doubt. But I gotta start looking in the mirror and seeing the person who I see who I am. You know what I mean? That's why you can go and talk to your friends and you can ask them, girl or guy, homeboy, bruh, What you think the outfit? Da 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 da. And they be like, man, you looking fly, man. You looking good. Da da. Oh, you look good. And you look in the mirror like, nah, bro. This thing wrinkly right here. This thing. We gotta stop doing all that. We gotta stop doing all that. We gotta see when we look in the mirror. We gotta imagine the person we see in our head. And that's where I don't want to get off track, but it all starts with you. You know, you can't get mad at master classes and gurus and this and that. You choose to pay that. You know what I mean? You choose to walk in that atmosphere or realm. You know what I mean? It's what you do after you're done learning what's really gonna set you apart from everyone else, you know. And it's challenging, but I'm telling you, everyone that watching this live, everyone that's getting into their new thing of life, the new wave of life, you can be successful. And everybody's success is different. You know what I mean? Having $1 million is not gonna make you successful. I was making way more money, and I'm still am than I was 3 or 4 years ago. You know, I made 3 times more last year than I did 5 years working construction. And it's true. You make more, you spend more. You know what I'm saying? But if I was able to get in a conscious mindset and say, hey, listen, the extra money that I'm making is nothing, you know, compared to what I can be making, you know. And so take those master classes, do what you got to do, learn, but also when you're done taking these master classes, if you choose to go into the master class, do your own research, do your own due diligence, you know, do the extra work. You know, I mean, go online. If you heard something your guru or your instructor told you that you kind of quite didn't understand, don't be ashamed. Like, bless you, brother. Thanks for the motivation, man. Nah, you know, it's the truth. You know what I mean? You know, God bless you too, man. And we all need motivation. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm like always. My spirit is always high. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. Like right now, I kind of like you know. But at the same time, when I get into those funks, I know how to flip the switch, and it all comes with knowing the truth. There's a lot of life lessons here in this book. It's called the Bible. If you haven't tried reading it, but there's a lot of life lessons in this truth in this book. It's not all we're all sinners. We're going to hell. Nah, it's not all about that. We really can learn a lot from life, and it all comes back to us. You know, it all comes back to what do we want? What drives you? What is your burning desire? You know, when you go to bed every night, no matter where you're at in life, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You know, when we were kids, we had the imaginary, our imagination ran wild. It's when we get older, our imagine nation starts to get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer because we are now put out into the world. You know, what I mean, the world was created to keep us low, our vibration low. You feel what I'm saying? But as soon as we can grasp our childlike thinking, not our childlike ways, but our childlike thinking with our adult powers, the world is unstoppable, man. Like last year, I was able to acquire 2 credit cards over $34,000 off of 2 credit cards within months from studying, doing research, learning about the banking system, learning about how credit works. You know, what I mean, learning about different credit card tiers and different bank credit cards and Chase, American Express, Capital One Venture cards, you name it. I learned about all of them. And when I learned about them, I wasn't like, well, everybody has an American Express card. I want to go get it. I was able to help my wife get a platinum card. Now, she was already approved, but with the information that I learned, I was able to encourage her to go ahead and get the platinum card. She got approved. I was able to acquire one credit card with $16,000. I was able to acquire another credit card I had for years and get $20,000 on that. And it all shows you the power of manifestation of the will. You know what I mean? Do you have the will to do what it takes to get it to the next level? Yes, Chase Bank. Yeah, it's very, very good now. I love Chase Bank. They have a lot of tools, man. A lot of tools. The points is incredible. But they have a lot of tools to help you gain wealth. But if you misuse your Chase Bank, they will hit you with a purchase intercharge that's 26 to 29%. What does that mean? If you run up your Chase Bank to the max, Even though your minimum payment is $500 or $600, they will hit you with $300 with whatever your balance is left over after paying your minimum payment. They will hit you with another three, four, five, maybe $600 purchase interest charge. So you got to be aware. You know what I mean? The more you make, the more you have, the more you're gonna spend, right? But Chase Bank is phenomenal, man. And last year, my wife and I got over 100,000 points off my Chase Bank. My wife had over 100,000 points. We flew to Napa, California. We were at the airport lounges. Like, we didn't have to sit. You know how when you go to the airport, you got to sit down and wait till your flight comes. Well, we're at the lounges having free meals, free drinks. They had showers. I never experienced that. You know what I'm saying? And just from the will and knowledge of breaking that level. You know what I'm saying? Of saying that I deserve whatever my mind say I deserve. You know what I mean? 2 years driving make good money. I have my own truck doing Port, New Jersey. I'm not too far from you. I'm actually not too far from you. I hate driving New Jersey. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate driving in New Jersey, man. They drive crazy over there. But yeah, you can make a heck of a good money doing the ports, man. And I'm sure you run it all day long and you go home, right? You probably do the local runs and stuff like that, and you can make a lot of money, you know. But I'm sure another thing too is you have the discipline. You know about the trucking business. You make a lot of money, but our expense can be very high when it comes to gas, comes to maintenance, it comes to all the little stuff that happens that tweaks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Kudos for you, man. That's what's up. Um, like I was doing team driving, made a lot of money, then I went to flatbed. I learned a lot about you know what I mean, the ports. I learned a lot about like wood and construction and all that stuff outside of actually working in construction. So there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in this trucking business, man. And don't let these people fool you. Oh, the trucking industry is going down. Oh, the race is not the same. Blah 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 blah. These are the same people that were making four, five, six, sometimes $10 per mile back during that time that we were in. And of course, what comes up got to come down. That's all business. You know what I mean? It's everything. So don't be discouraged. Keep running. Keep saving your money. Find other means of making your money make money. Invest into real estate. Invest into life terms insurance policies. Invest into your own 401k. Invest into stocks. You know, put your money into avenues or tools that's going to help generate your money. Because if you look at a lot of rich people, right, 1%, in order to be 1%, you got to make over 400,000 a year. That's a year. You know what I mean? Just because you made 400,000 last year doesn't make you the part of the 1%. Because you could make 400,000 last year and only make 90,000 this year. So you got to figure out, once you make it to the 400,000 a year, you got to figure out how to continue to make 400,000 a year and more. That's what makes you part of the 1%. And ways how you can continue making 400,000 a year is investing your money into thing that's going to make you money. Me, real estate. I bought two properties. I had a duplex and a single family home. I sold my duplex. My wife has two properties. She still has her two properties. We are now trying to buy another property. And the property we're in right now is in a great location where we can do Airbnb. You feel what I'm saying? So now when we do Airbnb, we're making money. Like my duplex, I had got $13,000 in 1 month because I had someone that just moved down, and they need a place to stay. They had just inherited some money and they gave me 13,000. Well, the money that they gave me, I was left over with $7,000. They paid their mortgage, their rent for the whole year, and the extra money I had left over was $7,000. You know, my money is making money. When I sold my duplex, I made money. I only put down like $7,000 on a first home buyer loan and made an extra 16,000. I got a friend of mine that bought the same exact duplex on the same street that's gonna be making 100 plus, and he put down around the same amount of money, $7,000 2 years ago, and now he's making 100 plus. That's how your money makes money. We got to figure out how our money can make money because we can't continue working does not make you money. I'm sorry to break that down to you guys. Working hard and saving into 401ks and all that extra stuff does not make you money. Investments make you money.
We got to find out ways how can we invest into things that's going to make us money where we don't have to continue doing what we're doing, where we don't have to work hard. I want to get to a point where I only have to work 7 hours a week, and it's possible. It's truly possible, you know. But I'm still young. Like a lot of you guys are still young. Um, is there anything you guys want to know about the trucking that I can probably give you for free? I got a lot of gems, a lot of videos that I post up on there that you guys can learn too. But I am at the shipper right now, and I'm waiting for my load to get ready. I believe the guy's coming. But yes, when it comes to these master gurus, that don't mean nothing. You got to get behind this. Look, you got to get in the truck to learn about the trucking industry. Straight up. You got to get behind the truck, man. Get your license. Get your license. That's the only way you're gonna learn about the trucking industry. That's the only way you're gonna learn how to maneuver in traffic, how to deviate with your clock, how to work your hours, how to gain your max potential. Like I ain't gonna lie, last week I didn't really have a good week. You know, only drove 1,100 miles, and I'm used to driving myself like 27, 3,000 miles. But I'm with a new company, and I'm trying to figure out their systems. And they're by the book, if you know what I mean. But everything's learning. It's a learning process. Um, I'm getting this load right here. It's gonna set me up right for next week, and we're gonna take it from there. But yeah, when it comes to master classes, um, be very cautious. Be very, very cautious. And with that, I'm gonna slide. Like I said, this is my first time like doing these lives. I'm trying to do a lot more. Um, if you guys have any questions or whatever, whatnot, I'll be doing a lot more lives. You guys can interact, ask me questions. I'll show you guys around the truck. I'll show you guys around the warehouses. I'll show you guys where I'm picking up my load, like live time, like real time. What I mean, eventually, I want to show you guys my profit and loss statements and all that good stuff. I want to show you guys my properties. Um, gain some good info. Appreciate it. No problem, Derek, man. No problem, Derek. Yeah, you're probably right by where I was at. I just left that area. I'm at the shipper right now. So, I just left that area not too long ago, man. It's freaking freezing up here, man. Dang. It's freezing up here, man. But I just left that area. Hopefully, I don't know if you already got your CDL license or if you're planning on getting it. Get your license, bro. Get your license, man. Get your license, man. And then when you get your license, get you with a company that's not gonna, pay you little, that's gonna make you some money, and invest your money, bro. Invest your money. Act like you're not even making that extra $1,000 that you are from your last previous job. But save your money, invest into other properties. I'm starting to look outside my state to invest. There's a lot of cheap homes in Indiana, Ohio. Where else I was seeing? Um, I really want to start investing into Maryland. I really do. I actually like Maryland, the Baltimore area. I want to start investing into Georgia, Texas. So that's my goals. I don't know what you guys' goals are, but whatever it is, write it down, plan it, and achieve it. Write it down, plan it, and achieve it. Write it down, plan it, and achieve it. It's not gonna happen overnight, but it's not no race. It's a marathon, like Nipsey Hussle says. This is a marathon, man. A marathon. We doing this to the end of time because tomorrow I can pass away. Tomorrow something can happen. But at the end of the day, if I can look back into my life and say I did everything I possibly could do to get to where I'm at, I'm happy with that. But if I look back in my life and I say, man, I wish I would have did this, I wish I would have did that differently, I wish I would have did that, then that means that I didn't utilize my time the way that God wanted me to utilize my time. So at the end of the day, it all falls on me working on it. It's crazy here. They took the alley dock. 90, I seen that in parallel parking out of the test here in Maryland. Be careful on those roads. Yeah, yeah, man. I had to do alley dock um when I did it, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know how I backed that thing in. I swear, man. I prayed. I got in the truck. and I got my angles right, and I just said, God, man, just take the wheels. I literally just let go of the wheels, and I lean in the gas pedal, and that thing backed up. That thing got in right, you know what I'm saying? And I parked. I'm like, what the how the heck I get over here? I jumped out the truck, and the instructor, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I'm looking up under the bumper. And I'm like, bam. And I passed, man. So I did alley. Alley's not that bad. You know what I mean? When you actually get into trucking, there's a lot more. You're gonna be in smaller, narrow alleys, and like I said, in Maryland, in Maryland, New Jersey, New York, the whole East Coast is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you got it, bro. You're gonna be able to get your license, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't snow up here. But I'm actually leaving the state. After I get loaded, I'm actually going. Where am I going? I believe I'm going to Indiana. I'm going over there to drop this load off, and then from Indiana, I'm going back down south. So I'm trying to avoid the snow. I don't think it's gonna snow over here. Hopefully it doesn't, but I do believe it's snowing over out there in Ohio and Indiana. And you guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of what's been going on in Ohio with all the chemical spills and all that stuff. So that's kind of like it's been in the back of my head, like, ugh, you know, I ain't trying to leave Ohio with another eyeball growing on the side of my head. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, appreciate it, man. And like I said, get your license. It's never the wrong time to get it. It's never too late to get it. With that said, I am going to go check on this guy to see if I'm done loading. Check out my window. And like I said, I'm gonna keep on doing these more lives. You guys can interact, ask me questions, but it's all about at the end of the day, Miami Metro Driving School. Oh, I was actually gonna go to the Miami Metro Driving School, but they also have another location at West Palm Beach, Metro Driving School. You probably know what I'm talking about. I was gonna go to them, and then but something had happened where I guess they wasn't as reputable, and I was able to get a grant. That's how I got my CDL license. I actually got a grant that paid for my license. I didn't even pay a dime. It was 6,700, and they paid for my entire license. I don't owe them nothing. They don't owe me nothing. That's how I got my license, and it was weird. I actually got laid off or discharged from my job. I put in my 2 week notice in, and they're like, all right, after 12 hours, I worked, and they were like, all right, you can go. You don't have to come back tomorrow. I'm like, what you mean? It's like, yeah, consider today your last day. I'm like, damn. So I went out to this. It's called Career Source. I went on there. It's called a Worker Force Act something. I forgot what it's called. I applied for it, and I got approved. Um, got approved. Went to school. They paid for my 4 weeks. Paid for my classes, my testing, and I got my license the first time. One and done. I'm start making T-shirts called One and Done. So y'all look out for that too. Basically, is man, you study your butt off. You work hard. You get in there, and you get out. One time, one and done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Miami. I actually got a friend of mine. He actually graduated from that school. He's still driving to this day. Um, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Miami crazy too, man. I ain't never dropped a load in Miami. Yes, my English not too good. I'm from Dominican Republic. They helped me out. Yeah, all right. I'm Haitian, man. So we on the same island. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And I actually was going to a school in Tampa before I went to the school I went to in Punta Gorda. I went to a school in Tampa, and it was a lot of Cubans, and it was kind of I was trying to understand, the best I could, and I got lucky, and I was able to go to the other school. But down there in Miami, yeah, they'll definitely help you out. They'll show you, and a lot of those guys been through the same thing you've been through. You know what I mean? Coming into another country, coming in from another country, learning English, learning because when you take the test, you have to say it in English with these instructors. So you gotta point out the windshields not broken. I forgot the whole terms. Not broken, distorted, no abrasions, blah 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 blah, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? So they help you out a lot. They actually give you videos and pamphlets that you can study. But yeah, man, that was up, man. I'm glad you got your license, bro. Come out here if you're not already out here. Yeah, you are. You're already out here, man. But that's a big step, man. So I'm gonna holler at you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm more like I'll go live tomorrow. Um, I'm gonna keep doing this until we start building a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta. Hey, I want to visit. Before I get off the line, I want to visit Dominican Republic, man. I keep hearing about my friends. They be going to Dominican Republic and Colombia. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to go with my wife. We actually flew to Punta Cana. It's beautiful, but I actually want to visit the whole island. You know what I'm saying? I want to visit the different cultures. I want to go out to the mountains. I want to go to. I got a cousin living in Santo Domingo right now. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I go with my wife. She doesn't want me to go by myself, and I think you know why. I was saying I'm a married man. You feel me? But she doesn't want me to go by myself. I have a DR. It's the best part of this for sure. Heck yeah, yeah. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, man, the beaches are beautiful, water are blue, the food is fresh, spectacular. They got hotels, they got resorts, they got clubs. Man, it's love out there, man. It's love out there, bro. Go out there, get your license for real. You know what I'm talking about. You know what it's love out there, man. I'm telling you, man. Go out there, get your passport. If you don't have your passport, get your passport. Stack your bread up. You know what I'm saying? I said, bring about like, a good after your airplane and all that, bring about 1,600, convert it into pesos, whatever the case may be. But you're gonna have a blast, man. You're gonna have a blast. I was in Puerto Rico 2 years ago. I almost died in Puerto Rico. It was after Hurricane Maria. And I drank the water, and I caught a stomach virus, and I actually collapsed on the floor, overheated, and a friend of mine actually picked me up, threw me in the shower, and rejuvenate me. But yeah, man, travel, 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 travel. I'm out, you guys. I'm gonna holler at you guys the next one, man. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, man. Until next time, let's go.